Las Vegas may not be known for traditional art, culture, and history just yet. Don't worry though, my city's coming up. But what I do think we do is have a really good time building history and telling the historical story of our city. This video is a list of awesome Vegas-style museums and experiences that I want you to check out, whether you're a local or you're visiting for just a weekend. Now, this isn't a list of like the MoMA or the Natural History Museum. This is pretty Vegas-y, but that's what we do here. We do things with a Vegas flair. Number one on my list, and yeah, I'm starting with number one, is the Neon Museum. That's actually where I'm sitting right now. This is by far, hands down, my absolute favorite experience that you can have or do in and around Las Vegas. I visit here maybe once a month minimum. I am a member, so that kind of helps. But what I love the most is that they are really dedicated to the studying, collecting, and preserving of old Las Vegas iconic signs. So the old Hard Rock guitar, they've got that here. The old skull from TI, Treasure Island, they've got that here, and then some. The best part about what Neon Museum does is they really are aiming to educate people about the arts and culture surrounding each and every one of the signs and the time period in which the sign was displayed throughout our city. I love this place. I can't say it enough. I freaking love this place. If you're a friend of mine and you've come into town, this is definitely somewhere that we've gone to visit or I've wanted to come and visit with you. I'm a member, which is awesome. As a member, I get to come to several events throughout the year that are just kind of private and really cool. We get sneak peeks of all the new displays and exhibits that are happening. But if you're not a member and you don't want to go that route, that's okay. You can come for a daytime experience, which is like kind of what we're doing right now. And you can look at the signs up close and personal. You can roam around free to kind of take photos. No video though. That's our strict rule, no video. But then if you want to come at night, you can actually take a guided tour that tells you all the history of the iconic signs, the people who designed them, and all the really cool stuff that was happening in the city at that time. One of my absolute favorite things to do here is not necessarily the main section of the museum, but it's the section that's right behind me here, and it's called the Brilliant section. This is an area that actually brings the old signs back to life with projections and loud music, and it's a freaking party for like 25 minutes, and by far my favorite party ever in Las Vegas. So if you're thinking about visiting Las Vegas, I want to just tell you, please add Neon Museum to your list. You will thank me later. Make sure you make your reservations in advance. And if you want to learn more about membership, you can visit their website and let them know that Las Vegas Gal sent you. Okay, number two on my list is, of course, the Mob Museum. How could I put a list together of awesome museums and experiences about Las Vegas without including something related to the mob, right? What I do love about the Mob Museum is that they're located right downtown, so it makes it easy for you if you're visiting Las Vegas right off of Fremont Street, and it's also pretty easy to access if you're a local too. My favorite part of the Mob Museum is that they have a secret speakeasy that's located underneath. You know me, I love my cocktails. They, by far, hands down, have the best signature cool-ass cocktails for the best price in all of Las Vegas. One of them's even served in a bathtub. That's all I'm saying. I actually spent my birthday there recently and had a blast. So if you want to check out the Mob Museum, it is located downtown. I highly recommend you check out their website because they have multiple experiences and things like that. But really, they're just aiming to kind of dig up the dirt on the mob and tell you the story behind not only the mob here, but how all the mob stuff happening all over the world really infiltrated Las Vegas and shaped the city of who we are today. Next on my list is the National Atomic Testing Museum. I'm reading from my phone because I've never actually been to this place, and it's on my list to check out later this month for you so I can give you a more in-depth experience. But let me tell you what they say about themselves on their website. The National Atomic Testing Museum is one of a handful of private national museums that are showcasing some of the rarest artifacts that relate to the atomic testing program across the nation. Did you know that it tells the story of America's nuclear weapons testing that actually happened right here in Nevada at the Nevada test site? I don't know if you knew that. I definitely didn't know that for a very long time in my life, and I wish I would have. So I'm gonna go check this place out later this month, and I hope to do a deeper dive experience for you, but please add this to your list because I'm sorry, but Nevada is more than mob, more than casinos, we're more than strippers. We do have some true history here, and the Nevada test site is definitely part of it. Up next is the Discovery Children's Museum. Now, this used to be called the Lead Discovery Museum when I was a kid growing up here. I think I even hosted my prom there for the high school that I went to. But it is an awesome discovery museum for children focused on family experiences. It's amazing. It's located downtown next to the Smith Center of Performing Arts. If you don't know about the Smith Center, please go and check out one of my videos that talks about that. I'll link that here. But this is an amazing experience for families. If you are a child that goes to school in Las Vegas, you're actually going to be lucky enough to be able to go to field trips and experiences throughout your time going to school. It's all ages, it's really family friendly, and I love it. As a local, you can become a member and go and visit anytime that the kids are out of school. They have programs, they have camps, stuff going on in the summer. It's incredible. Highly recommend the membership for families who move here with children, but otherwise definitely something you want to check out if you're visiting Vegas or if you just moved here and you've got some kiddos. Next on my list, and that's also very family friendly, is the Las Vegas Natural History Museum. Again, very family friendly. Now, this isn't going to be the likes of what you would see in a New York City. However, Las Vegas has done a really good job of collecting a multi-million-dollar exhibit that does do a really good job of educating the children who visit, as well as who live here, about natural history. Now, this is something I would highly recommend checking out the website for, because they have exhibits that come in and out. It's also located downtown, so make your reservations in advance. Next up is the Nevada State Museum, which is located at the Springs Preserve. What I love about what they're doing here is that they're taking a look at Nevada's history as a whole, which definitely includes things like Folies Bergère costumes and fossils and things like that, but they're also bringing forth stuff like antique wedding dresses and stuff that will tell the story of why we are the #1 state for weddings. We're the wedding capital of the world. I love the Nevada State Museum, definitely something you want to check out. They offer memberships as well. If you're a Las Vegas local or you're just visiting for a couple of days, I highly recommend you at least visit it one time. Next up is another favorite on my list, not because I've been there, but because I just love the concept and I love that someone is finally telling the story of this amazing art form. And I'm talking about burlesque, my friends. We're gonna go to the Burlesque Hall of Fame for this moment right now. This is the world's only museum dedicated to the history and the art of burlesque. I love a good burlesque show. I don't know about you, but I've always been a fan. And they're located in the Arts District downtown, dedicated to preserving the living legacy of not only the burlesque art, but also the cultural phenomenon surrounding it and the people who made it what it is. I love it. I have not been to this myself. I'm really excited. I've added this also to my list because I really do feel like it's Vegas version of a museum, and it tells the story of kind of what Vegas was really built on in many, many ways. If you're looking to go, please reserve your tickets ahead of time. The hours of operation do have a tendency to change depending on what events are in town and things like that. But I do love this. They're offering a collection of several thousand costumes, stage props, photographs, and personal effects documenting the careers and lives of burlesque dancers, comics, and producers of nearly over a century. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about the Burlesque Hall of Fame, and I hope to see you there. Another one that's very Vegas-y, of course, so if you're coming to Vegas for this kind of fun, this one might be for you, is the Erotic Heritage Museum. And this actually features a show called the Puppetry of the Penis. That's right, Puppetry of the Penis. Let me read to you what they say about themselves. The world's most provocative museum dedicated to the freedom of sexual expression and education through the preservation of global erotic heritage. That was a mouthful, that's why I'm reading it. I don't want to mess it up, and I also don't want to slip and say the wrong thing. This is a really fun experience. What I love is they're presenting exhibits such as Sex and Space, the Garden of Earthly Delights, the evolution of human sexuality, and they have the world's largest sex bike in the store and in the museum. The last thing too I want to mention is it is the home of the Puppetry of the Penis. If you haven't heard of this show or heard about it across the nation, it's actually been in several countries for many, many years now. It is basically a unique puppet show that showcases male genitalia as the star of the show as they bend and twist and make it turn into a puppet in front of your eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really unique experience and you should book your tickets in advance. Okay, on to the next one. This one's a little bit more family friendly, but still Vegas-y because it's talking about vintage cars. We do have a very big vintage car culture here that I'm a huge fan of. Shelby is one of my favorite vintage car companies, and this is the Shelby American Heritage Center that's located actually just off of Las Vegas Boulevard by Town Center. What's cool about this is they've got over 30 Shelby cars on display, and it kind of tells the story of Carroll Shelby and the company that he started so long ago. If you want to check it out, you can actually just walk through any time during their hours of operation, or if you want a private guided tour, you can book in advance and set that up for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video and it might have given you maybe a few things on the list to add, whether you're a local or if you're just coming into town. I know I'm excited about checking out some of these museums that I haven't seen in person yet too. If you don't know it, I am a realtor. This is what I do for a living. I sell homes here in Las Vegas, and I want to help you transition from where you are to where you want to be, which is right here next to me. So if you're thinking about moving to Vegas, if you're even dreaming about it, maybe if it's in 5 or 10 years, I don't care when you're coming, I want to know. Click the link in the description below, or you can text or email me and my team and I will reach out to you. We'll set up a conversation and we'll help you figure out what the heck the plan is for you and how we can help you get here. I'll see you next time.